Okay, can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you. I was like, is she coming on? Like,
Sorry about that.
so how was your stream? I caught like a good hour and a half of it, but how was your stream?
Yeah, thank you so much for coming by my stream. I had a great time today.
I love your outfit today, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome. Well, for those of you guys that are watching on Twitch, you guys obviously know Miyuki already. But for those of you that are not sure of who I am, my name's Elaine. I'm the founder of Neon Owl. We are a music and charity platform. We do a lot in the electronic music space, collaborating with different artists, different festivals to raise awareness for different charities that's happening around the world. I am also the founder of Open Door Sessions, which is an artist development platform. We host a lot of different networking events, demo listening parties, and different talks ranging from production, singing, songwriting, mental health, branding, and all that good stuff. If you guys want to find out more, you guys can visit neonowl.co. We actually have our next big open door sessions on the 17th. So you guys can check that out if you visit the website. And today I wanted to bring on Miyuki because we've had her on another panel before where she came on with, it was Subset, Triode, and Cheska, right? Yeah, so we had her on before and she added a ton of value. So I wanted to bring her on to do like a one-on-one chat so we can share more of her story and dive into her more personally as an individual, a creative, an artist, and all of that. So thank you for coming on, Miyuki.
Thank you for having me.
So how you and I met actually was at our in-person, so pre-COVID, once upon a time, we used to host a lot of in-person open door sessions in the Bay Area and LA, and right before moving to New York. So Miyuki actually came to one of our in-person, events. I think it was the one with Autograph,
Hmm.
Bose, and a bunch of other people, and you submitted a demo. And then fast forward, I've kind of followed your journey, and you obviously upped your production game. You
Thank you.
definitely upped your streaming game and everything game. So tell us a little bit about just even how you got your start in general.
How I got my start in EDM.
Yeah, in music, because obviously you have a different background that's like not
Yeah.
related and to where you are now.
Okay, well, I have always wanted to do music um, since I was a kid, but growing up with Asian parents, it's not encouraged to do music for a living. So I went and did my education in biology and did my PhD in cancer research. But then I was like, this is I'm not gonna keep on living life not doing what I love. How can I ignore my passion for so long? So after my PhD, I was like, nope, gonna do music. And it was kind of just like um I had no idea how I was gonna make a career in music, to be honest. I was just like trying to learn production as much as I can. I went on YouTube, I went on Sonic Academy, all the free and cheap education resources I could find. I also went to music business program in UCLA to learn the marketing side and the law stuff and the touring and that kind of stuff because I wanted to be well-rounded and not just be an artist. And then I kind of knew that I needed to stream on Twitch in order to reach more people with my music, but just put it off for like more than a year because I was embarrassed and shy. But I finally started DJing in October 2019. Didn't really know how to DJ, but did it anyway. Um, and then I was DJing once a week. And then the pandemic hit, and I was like, okay, well, people are staying home now. They are in more need of entertainment. Started streaming more regularly, twice a week, Fridays and Saturdays, when people would usually go out to clubs. And people just more people just started tuning in. People started watching, and I guess we really emphasize good vibes in my stream. We cultivate a very loving and kind community, and that's why I think people keep coming back and just keeps growing and building. And now it's gotten to the point where I'm doing headlining shows, And my first show that I did was produced by myself. So I didn't get booked by a club. I was like, hey, I'm going to rent your club. I'm going to pay you this much money and I'm going to do a show here. And I did that in LA. We had 450 people come out. Most of them knew me from Twitch. Thank you so much for the support. And then now I'm getting booked for, I'm getting bookings now. So shows that are not produced by myself. And I just did a headlining show in DC a couple of weeks ago, and that was amazing. A lot of people from Twitch came out and people flew out from all over the country. So really grateful for that. Hope that answered your question, kind of.
Yeah, that does. And congratulations. I know that was huge. And we talked a little bit and you were like a little nervous, but I'm so proud of you for going for it. So, was there a reason why you decided to do your own show? Because that's obviously a huge risk.
Yeah, it is. I wanted to do a show in LA before I left because I moved to Canada in July. And I was like, I have a fan base here. I have been streaming to them for so long. It wouldn't be right if I didn't do a show for them before I left. So I was like, I don't really care if I make money or not. I don't really care if I lose a bit of money. I just want to make sure that we do this show, we do it well, and this will be like a fan outreach opportunity rather than trying to profit. So that's a mindset. We ended up breaking even, which is great. And yeah, I think I was just prepared for like the financial risk.
Yeah. And we talked about that before. It's like it's about the fan and the fan experience because I remember we connected last time on everything Twitch and you shared about like it's not so much about making money, even though you do make money because you have an amazing fan base and you put out a lot. Like I see the effort you put in. So can you tell us a little bit about your mindset as a performer, a streamer? Like what are you looking to accomplish and how are you looking to connect with your fans?
Right. So, well, my ultimate goal is to disseminate my own music into the world. I'm going to be working on an artist album soon. I want to tell my story. And it is also my dream to play on the biggest stages like EDC and Dream State, Tomorrowland. And the way that I'm going about it is that right now I'm not really focusing on short-term profit. So I'm not optimizing for like, how do I make the most money right now? I am focused on really investing in my relationships with the fans. I am invested in doing shows in key places so I can meet people in person and, well, just let them see what I'm like. I am spending a lot of money on being mentored by more experienced producers so that I can make better music. So what I'm trying to achieve now is just to build, like invest in myself, invest in my fans, and build the foundation necessary that will one day allow me to eventually build up to the big picture goals.
Yeah. What are some things? What are some things that you do? Because I feel like you're really good at engaging your fans. Like, what are the things that goes through your preparation, your mind when you're like, let me put on a show, let me put on a performance, and then how do you think you've managed to gain such a awesome, let's just say awesome fan base? Because there's a lot of people that watch on Twitch, like they might follow, they might tune in, but I feel like your fans are like super awesome.
They are, and I'm really grateful for them. um, I think that my fans are the way they are because they see my passion. They see that I'm really in it for the music. I really love the music. I'm not doing this to just to be famous or something. They can see that I want to tell my story. I want to connect to people on a person to person level. And I think that, I've gotten the feedback that I'm a fairly genuine person. So I think, like attracts like. And also, one really important thing is set the standard high for your audience, as in if people come in, they're saying negative things, they're just there to troll, just ban them right away. Don't tolerate that. And you just exclude the people that bring the negative vibes, and then over time you just build on the good vibes, and the people with the good vibes will keep coming in. I think that's one thing. And also I kind of like try to remember things that people say in chat. I know that it gets hard once the audience builds up, but someone says something in chat, try to remember, ask them about it next time, show that I care about them as individuals. And I especially invest in this kind of relationship with my mods, who are just so amazing, and also some of the people who that come every week, the super fans. I invest in my relationship with them, and I also kind of like hang out with them a lot on my non-stream time. So we have a Discord, and we're just all friends in the Discord. We just hang out, we play games together, we watch movies. And over time, not only do I improve my relationship with them, but they also just cement their bond with each other. And I think that that's one key thing too, is that they're not just here for you, they're also there for each other. And I think that's what makes a community strong.
That's so awesome. And I only pop into your stream now and then, but I tune in for like a while, usually not the whole stream, but even I know some of your super fans. Like I see you say, "Thank you, Sergio." And I'm like, "Who's this Sergio?" Because my boo's name is Sergio.
Oh yeah.
I know some of the super fans now. Even though I'm not like on your entire stream. So that's really cool. How do you think that growing your fan base, even friend base, let's just say fan and friend base, has impacted your career outside of Twitch, right? Like shows, right? Getting gigs, maybe even like pitching to labels and your track releases. Like, how do you think your Twitch world has expanded into, the other areas of your music career?
I think that my Twitch fan base was instrumental in me getting gigs and getting signed by labels. So, like I only had so many people come out to my first ever headlining show because most of them knew me from Twitch. They saw me on Twitch, they came to the show, and now that's enabling me to get even more bookings. Are like, oh, hey, look, so many people showed up to her first show. So many people are going to fly out to see this show if we book you. And they drank so much. So they're making the club so much money. Yeah, we're going to book you. And also for the label signings, a big part of whether the label will sign you is whether your song will get streams on Spotify and other streaming services. And I don't want to say that my fans are the only reason why my music got signed. Music is good. The music is technically good, but also having that fan base there, and they're willing to go to my Spotify and listen to my music already. So label sees that like, oh, she has so many fans. They're going to listen to her songs on Spotify. They're going to buy her songs on Beatport. Let's sign her. And she's also going to make the label look good. So I think that definitely played a part. And I'm also, I think by virtue of my Twitch audience, am also getting noticed by some bigger EDM organizations. So I don't want to say anything yet, but Twitch was instrumental.
Yay, that's so awesome. What do you think has been one of your favorite and least favorite things about streaming and music and what you do?
Well, the favorite thing is just that my viewers make me happy. Sometimes I'm a person. I have bad moods. Sometimes I just don't want to do anything. I don't want to stream, but even during those times, I know that I have to show up. I come here. People are so kind and so much positive energy. I am just overwhelmed with love. And I was like, wow, I'm so grateful to you guys. That is one of my favorite things about streaming. One of the not so great things about streaming is just people coming in just to troll. They don't care about music. They're not even listening to your set. They're just coming in, oh, girls can't DJ. You press sing button. I try to not let those affect me because I know they have nothing to do with me personally, but it'll still, like, I'm in a flow. They're going to put me off my game, kind of. So that's one of the things that I really don't like. But fortunately, that doesn't happen very often. And we have mods that are like trigger happy, like Instaban. So it's not so bad.
Yeah, we talked about that before, actually, you and I, and it's like it kind of ties back a lot to another topic I bring up quite often at Open Door Sessions, which is being a woman in the industry, right? We cover a lot on that, and diversity and inclusion and just all of that. And so, do you feel like being a woman, and you're beautiful, obviously, do you
Thank you.
feel like it has makes you have to work harder to prove yourself among other things like being a woman in the industry?
Um, I think I'm not deep enough in the industry yet to say on the front of like other DJs and labels what they think of me, but just for Twitch viewers coming in, I think that a lot of times they'll say, oh, are you just playing other people's music? Oh, you press the sync button. Oh, it's a pre-recorded set. You don't even know how to, you're doing nothing with your fingers. I think that those comments wouldn't even come in if it was a man DJing. But I know really it has nothing to do with me. I hope that as I go deeper into the industry, the people who matter won't discriminate against me based on gender. But even if I did, it is what it is, and let's just try to change the meta. We'll show them how it's done.
That's right. Show them how it's done. And FYI, she doesn't just play a pre-recorded set, y'all, and all that shit and all that extra theatrics and the flute and all that stuff is real.
Yeah.
So FYI, haters out there. Okay, so for those people that are out there looking to get started, or maybe they already have started, what's some best pieces of advice you have for them? Someone that's either looking to get started on starting their Twitch channel, maybe, or someone that already has but is really looking to grow.
I think that you probably hear this a lot, but don't try to copy other people. I think there's a difference between learning from what other people have done right versus copying their style. I've kind of make this mistake sometimes of like copying other people, but it doesn't work out very well because maybe they can get away with that kind of thing because that's just in their personality. And if it's not genuine, then you're just not going to get the same result. So I would want to say we all have different brands of charisma. Charisma comes in many different types, and you don't have to be the super extroverted, talkative person to be charismatic and attract viewers. I think it's important for you to find what your brand of charisma is and to capitalize on that. For me, I am just not super outgoing, super talkative. Don't really like to talk much, really. But as I've discovered through Twitch, my brand of charisma is my passion for music and my vulnerability. I think that it'll just take some trial and error and some soul searching for you to discover what is your particular brand. But once you find it, just ride it to the top. I think that another thing I would like to say is branding is not the same thing as making up a persona and embodying it. At least for me, I used to think that, oh, branding, I need to write down what I think my brand is. I am going to be a fairy, blah, blah, blah. But then I went to ASCAP I Write Music Expo, and something that one of the panelists said really stuck with me. She said, branding is about vulnerability. And I was blown away. I was like, oh, it's not about pretending to be someone else. It's about showing more of who I am. So I took that into my stream. I I tell more of my stories. I show people how I feel about stuff, and I give them more of myself. And I think that's what keeps the connection strong, and that's what makes people want to come back, is show them my heart, and then they'll feel the connection. So to sum that up, it was kind of a roundabout answer. Firstly, don't try to copy someone else. Find your own brand of charisma. Secondly, branding is about vulnerability.
I love that. And I don't think people talk about that often, actually. People usually talk about like the social media and like your posts and the image and like leveraging Instagram and all that. But I think like as far as using your authentic voice and owning your story and all that, people don't often talk about it as much. But with that said, like how much would you say you share when engaging with your audience, your fans, your friends?
I'm not gonna share stuff that will facilitate stalkers to find me. I'm not gonna take pictures outside my house. I'm not gonna tell people my address. I'm not gonna tell people where I'm going. But I think I can share things that are on the level of common human experiences, the human condition, the struggles that we all go through. I share that kind of stuff, heartbreak, falling in love, and falling in love with myself for the first time. Those are subjects I write about in my music. And I think that's the quality that attracts people to my music, because it is the shared humanity between us. So I think that don't share specifics about your life. That's not safe. And also, I don't think it's as effective as sharing the things that make you human and that other people can't relate to.
Okay, cool. And then as far as socials go, how do you leverage, your Instagram or your socials, or how do you kind of cross promote your different channels to keep on growing?
I'm not doing as good of a job as I would like to, for sure. On my social media, these days, social media is just for, hey, I'm going live now. Hey, come to my show. I should probably be dedicating more effort to growing my social media, but as you said, the cross promotion is really important. And when friends ask me to look at their social media and be like, hey, how do you improve this? The first thing I would say is, when I just look at your Instagram homepage, can I tell that you stream? And can I tell where your stream is? So I think that it's important to post some clips of yourself streaming on your Instagram. It's important to post in your bio, Twitch streamer, stream at this time, and this is my link. Same goes for Twitter. It's even better if you post some of your clips on TikTok, because if stuff goes viral, you got a huge influx of viewers. And I did that for a while, but just too tiring for me to handle my own social media, so I stopped. But I think that back when I used to post highlight clips from every stream, it was effective in getting new viewers to come back. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. What's been one or two of your favorite memories so far? Whether that's on a stream, anything. I'm sure your show was one of them as well, but give us like a couple of your favorite memories up to date in your journey so far.
Yeah, the first show was definitely a highlight. I couldn't believe that so many people showed up, and they were all singing my songs in the audience. How great is that? That's what I've always wanted. It's like, I wrote this song from my heart. This is my story, and now you're all singing my story. This is amazing. That was one of the best nights of my life, and it was great to walk around in the audience and meet people and take pictures of them. And when they told me how much my stream have helped them through the pandemic, but also what kind of meaning they've been finding in my songs, it was really touching. And this is what I live for. This is why I do music. Other favorite memories. we have these like 6-hour streams called Miyuki Palooza, where we play, house, techno, trance, hardstyle, dubstep, drum and bass, basically everything. We always have a great time. We did it for Halloween. We did it for New Year's, and actually for last year's New Year's Miyuki Palooza, I had a donation goal for like my mentoring. I was getting mentored by a producer, and it was extremely expensive, but on that night, people donated enough money to cover my tuition. And I was like, wow, people are investing in my future. They believe in me enough to pay for my education. That is just, I couldn't ask for a better gift for New Year's than more education. I was really floored. And there's so many great memories. On my birthday, we had a karaoke session where we had audience members call in on Discord and sing songs. We all took turns to sing songs, and some people were really talented. I was really happy to give them the chance to showcase their talent on my platform, and everyone just had a great time. And we continued to do karaoke nights once every few weeks or so in my Discord because people loved it so much. And we also have these streams called Space Journey, where I'm playing music, but then I'm telling a story at the same time. It's like, oh, now this alien is attacking us. What will you do? Can we have a volunteer from chat? And people will volunteer, and we'll just make up roles and stories about them on the spot. And a lot of people participate, and we have a great time. So those are some of the ones. Those are many.
That's awesome. That sounds so fun. The karaoke and everything. That's awesome. So how do you decide on who you want to collaborate with, whether that's like on tracks, and other types of projects, like, your streams, your shows, like how do you decide who to choose for your collaborators?
For my songs, I haven't really collaborated that much because I'm trying to build up my own credibility, and I don't want to have it look like I'm being carried by other people. As for shows, for my show in LA, I had Crispy and Nagi because they're my friends on Twitch, and I really like their style. I was confident that they'll be able to bring their fans who like music as well. But moreover, Crispy was just one of the first people who befriended me when I started on Twitch. So I want to, show him I appreciate him and show that by having him play a show with me together, and Find the Rabbit as well. But usually when I get booked by clubs and I'm not running the show, I don't usually have a say on who the opener is. That was just, when I produced my own show, so I could have control over that.
I love that. And yes, shout out to Crispy, because he's actually been helping us at a few in-person open door sessions when we first started. So he's awesome. And then I recently met Rabbit as well. So we're going to have her come on and do a little talk on like VJing and all that like cool performing stuff as well. So who are some of your dream collaborators? I know you're kind of building your own name right now, but you've got to have some dream collabs that you have in mind.
Giuseppe Ottaviani, my idol. Helene, Roxanne Emery. I'll have to think about Plum. I'm not sure if I'm saying her name right. Plumb. Plumb. Yes. I love all of her songs. I would love to collaborate with her.
Awesome. I love some of those people as well. Okay, well, before we kind of wrap this up, we're going to bring on a few people that have some questions for you as well. But is there any advice that you have for people out there? Either advice as far as like getting started in the music industry, getting started with streaming, or any words to your fans watching? Fans and friends. I like to say, it's like fans. I like that word, but it's like fan friends. Friends?
Friends.
I don't know.
Empire, if you guys are watching this, you guys are amazing. Thank you for making my dream come alive, and I appreciate you. And my advice for people who are looking to start, don't wait until the perfect setup. Don't wait until you've perfected your skill. Just do it. You have to start somewhere. And it's even cooler to have people come on the journey with you, watching you, your journey from like, not so experienced to a very seasoned streamer, and watch your room grow as your equipment changes as well. It's a very rewarding experience. And try not to worry about like how many people are watching you. I think that if you're constantly looking at the numbers, it's gonna freak you out. It freaks me out. I don't even look at numbers after the stream anymore, because I was like, what did I do wrong? People don't watch me today. Or yeah, I think that kind of stuff doesn't help. It's only going to get you down. So definitely don't look at numbers during the stream. And if you're going to look at numbers after the stream, maybe do it like once a month or something to look at the trend. But looking at it every time will mess you up as well. Another piece of advice, like I already said before, don't try to copy other people. Don't compare yourself to other people, because you have a very different set of skills. You have very different brand of charisma within you, that when you compare yourself against someone else, that's just unfair, because you're going by their standard now and not yours. Yeah.
I love that. And that's actually really good advice for someone that's been in the industry for over 6 years. I get to remind myself as well, because sometimes, like I spend all this time curating events. And if like we do a lot for the charity space, and I spend a lot of my own money from my own businesses to create these events. And sometimes like, how come this one's not doing as well? And the last event was an Anjuna takeover. So obviously that one did really well, right? And the one before that was like Andrew Rael and Groove Cruise. But sometimes it's like, I don't just bring on the biggest guests all the time. Sometimes it's a really cool, awesome topic. And maybe it's not as many, like, let's say headliners. And I'm like, why don't people want to come to this event as much? And I get to remember that, hey, we're creating an impact either way, just as you are, to whether it's your 1,000 viewers for a stream or 200. So we're there to produce the best experience for those people in the room, and not think about the people that are not there.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
hear that.
Thank you for sharing that. I'm going to bring on a few people from the Open Door Sessions crew, and some of them have some questions for you. So I think Kevin was one of the first ones. So I'm going to promote him to panelists and a few others. So just mute yourselves if you're not talking, but go ahead, Kevin, ask away.
Hi, everyone. How's it going? Well, first and foremost, thank you, Miyuki, for taking your time and spending time with us to obviously get your wisdom and knowledge about the music industry. Now, my question to you, Miyuki, is being that you travel a lot, especially like doing bookings, especially live streams, and doing like your own like radio shows and stuff like that as well. Do you have a system in place on how to organize yourself? Like, what is what's your secret on that?
You mean like, do I have a system in place so that I don't miss a stream when I travel, that kind of stuff?
I guess like how would you organize all of that in a sense? Like, what is your system in place? Because I personally struggle to like organize myself in terms about like if I want to have a track release, or if like I want to do like a Twitch stream or something, and then sometimes I just kind of overlap with like my own schedule with work or something else, and I'm like, oh man, I could have done this, but I kind of keep falling short. So that would be kind of like my question.
So my stream schedule is consistent. It's the same time every week, so I know that I have to set that time aside and do that. And then for track releases, I try to have, like this year my goal is like 6 to 10. Well, it's it's on the 6th side, but try to have like, next track done by September, next track done by November, that kind of thing, and to try to meet those deadlines. And as for travel, sometimes, I miss streams because I have to travel. And there was a whole month in July that I was moving from LA to Toronto, and I couldn't really stream, but then I pre-recorded 3 sets, and I was just like, put them on Twitch, like, oh yeah, first week of July, pool set, balcony set, just pre-recorded some content so that when I travel, I don't like miss the schedule and people leave, that kind of thing. So hope that answers your question.
No, it did for sure. Thank you. Planning ahead and always making
Yeah.
sure that like you plan it out on your calendar, set a schedule, and then just kind of work through that as you go.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I love Kevin always has his notebook. It's awesome. I love it. I love it. Awesome. Who's Lauren too? Who else? Who else has a question?
Question, but Lauren raised her hand, so Lauren, you go first.
No, you go, Cass. You do it.
Hey, Miyuki. So, first of all, your track "Darkest Before Dawn," super sick. Big fan of it. So thank you for that one. And then listening to you talk about all your dream collabs, it's like I was listening to me.
Okay.
So once you get Halion on there or Roxanne Emery or Plum, just know that I'll be watching. You know.
Thank you so much.
But so my question to you, so where you're at in your career right now, seems to be what my end state, my current big goal is. And all these folks know, because I've said it a million times, my big goal is to find my 1,000 true fans, right? So I can sustain my career to get music out and share it with the world. You've clearly already accomplished that goal and moved on to the new goals. Did you have an aha type moment or something specific that you did that started the ball rolling and exponentially growing to find those fans?
I think the aha moment was, oh, they're not, I don't have to play a 100% perfect set every time, put so much pressure on myself. And if I don't, then I guess I'll just kill myself then. Sorry. But the aha moment was like, oh, they're not just here for the technical skill of my DJing. They're here for me. They're here for my passion. They're here for my vulnerability. They're here to hear my story. They're here to connect with me as a human being who speaks my story through artistry. So it's not about like being so detail oriented and so focused on not making any mistakes that I kind of like just become a robot. It was becoming more human and showing people how human I was.
So yeah, I mean, you said some pretty game changer stuff earlier, and then backed it up with that about branding is about vulnerability. So just know that 10 years from now, when I'm telling a story, I'm going to mention you, about branding and vulnerability. That's some pretty good stuff. So thank you. And now I will turn the floor over to Lauren over here, who is about the same time as me for the question.
Well, I get to follow that. Thanks, Ken. Miyuki, I just have to say thank you so much because, like Ken said, I mean, he honestly had very similar questions to me because, like, you bring so much of yourself, and it's so opening, like such an opening thing for me to see that, like, you bringing all of you to this is like the coolest to watch. So thank you. I guess my question is about what's been the most surprising thing for you on this journey, especially like as you've been connecting to fans and things like that. Has anything really surprised you?
Laura, I think we've met at the event and you had a demo and I really liked it. I remember that.
Thank you.
The really surprising thing was, people want to watch me. I grew up being mostly a loner and people didn't like me and I was really shy. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna stream on Twitch. If I get like 10 viewers, I'll be happy. So I really didn't set those like really high expectations for myself. And I didn't put that pressure on myself. So it was just I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna play music. I'm not very good at it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Kind of mindset when I started. And then people started coming in. I was like, oh, people actually want to watch this. People want to watch me. Why? And then I eventually realized that it's just because I was a person, I was relatable. Yes, I do play good music, but at the same time, I I think that it's like what you said, is that I bring a lot of myself. And that is a surprising thing, that when I bring myself, people want to watch.
Got it. So we're both surprised by this
Yeah.
thing. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I love that. Anyone else?
Hi, Miyuki. Oh, did you want to talk first? Okay. Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much for being so open and vulnerable. I can just genuinely tell that you care about the people around you, and that makes such a big difference. And so I kind of wanted to touch on what you had said earlier, coming from the place of someone who is shy. I wanted to know, I think you said it took you kind of a minute to push yourself to get to that point where you're like, I'm just going to go and stream. I'm just going to do it. Was there like a particular moment or realization or motivating aspect in your life that helped you make that jump?
It was at that, like, not really. At that moment, I was like, waited long enough. I have to do it. If I don't do it, if I keep pushing it back, I'm just never going to do it. I just have to do it, even though it's going to be imperfect. But I think that to answer the broader question, what really helped me to become more confident and come out into the open was actually cosplay. Before I did music on Twitch, I was a cosplayer. I had cosplayed for many years, and I would notice that when I go outside, normally I would be very meek. I'm scared to talk to people. But when I cosplayed, I would embody the spirit of the characters, who are usually warriors, powerful mages, and just very powerful people. And I felt like, oh yeah, I'm a badass. And then my therapist said to me, you're not just finding that out of nowhere when you cosplay. This has been in you the whole time. So I just, over time started to notice that about me and try to bring it out more when I'm not cosplaying. That's kind of, why in my song, I don't know if you know, but it's love has been within you, the music lives inside you. Like, that whole song is just about this thing that you are embodying right now. It's been in you this whole time. It's just been subdued. So I think that it takes like a lot of self-work to build up to a point where you can become more confident.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. And even though I am not a cosplayer myself, I feel like I learned a lot from that. It's kind of based on, how you view yourself,
Yeah.
kind of at your highest point and acting on that. So thank you.
Thank you.
I love that. It's like, it's almost like, in a way, not that we need permission, but it's like giving yourself permission, whether it was through cosplay to like be you.
Yeah.
But normally you're like, oh, I don't know, I'm shy, but it's like, I'm a badass, when it's like, no,
Yeah, exactly.
unlocking that badassery like within me. So I love that. All right,
Hey,
Emma.
Miyuki.
Hi.
Really enjoyed the stream earlier, by the way. That
Thank
was
you for
really
coming.
very energetic, very cool. My question is more about, like, on a daily basis, like, is there something you do daily, whether that's like you do or you say it to yourself, that kind of keeps you moving? It's kind of like maybe a mantra or just some kind of routine that really helps you.
Routine. Tim Ferriss said, win the morning, win the day. So
There.
do try to do like get up whenever your morning is and try to do something right away. I try to, I notice that my day begins after I wash my face and brush my teeth. And before that, even though I'm up, my day hasn't begun. So I would say, like, have a list of small tasks that you can do in the morning that you can do easily. And that will give you more motivation to get more done, because action creates motivation as well. And I think when you have that list and you do it every day, it's just gonna be easier to get started every day.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Elijah?
Hi, hello Miyuki.
Hi.
It's great to see you again. I think I met you
I
at the
remember you, yeah.
ODS. Yeah.
Yeah.
And watching your career grow has just been freaking amazing. It's
Thank you so
crazy.
much.
But I just had a question on you being a streamer. How much longevity do you see yourself being a streamer, and how do you keep the variety up as a content creator?
Okay, that is a hard.
Sorry, did I have
It's okay.
to?
Yeah, no worries.
Okay.
Of course, no one wants to say that, oh, my career is going to last a few years, but I think that music streaming is here to stay. It's only going to grow as a niche. And I plan to be streaming for a long time because I do love live shows. I'm an introvert. Want to stay home. I want to stream instead of traveling all the time. So at least a few years, I would say. And how to make different kinds of content. I think you just like, you can do some of that by watching other people, not copying, but like taking, trying things that they're seeing, and if it works for you. But also I just pick up ideas from chat, honestly. They would be like, what if you did this? What if you did this? I'm like, oh yeah, that's actually a good idea. Let me try it. So that's how we create some of the variety. And we also have a Discord where people can pitch in their ideas for streams, and we take from that sometimes. So using the hive mind. I've also started to plan to do piano streams. Not very good at piano, but I think that as people are going back to nightclubs, as the world is opening, like they might be, this kind of hype music is really great, but also I think that there will be a lot of people that will also gravitate towards more calm and ambient music. So it's important to watch how circumstances are changing and adapt your content to that kind of thing.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Hi.
Hey, my name's Marco. Yeah, thank you again for coming on, and especially after doing a whole set. I know that's probably takes a lot out of you, so thanks for coming on after that. You mentioned you like Tim Ferriss, so you might recognize this question, so I'm totally stealing it from him. But what's either your biggest failure or your favorite failure that that you feel like you learned from?
Oh boy. Biggest failure that I learned from.
Marco coming in with the hard question, yo.
Or it could be anyone that you failed. It doesn't have to be the biggest, just anyone.
I love it.
I think that oh, sorry, you go ahead.
No, go ahead. I think you got it.
There have been a few times that I was disappointed that I couldn't get booked for this show. I was disappointed that this agency didn't want me. I was disappointed this label wouldn't sign me. And I was just so focused on getting that thing at that time. But then, yeah, it was rejection feels horrible. I think everyone can relate to that, especially when it's like a professional thing. It's like, no, you're just not good enough. Like, we don't believe in you. It's devastating. But then later on, I've realized that, things will happen on their own timeline. It's not something I could force. And usually when the time is right, the thing that's going to happen is even better than the thing that you really wanted to happen, that you were planning for, but didn't happen. I think it happened like before the pandemic, I was trying to get bookings for like to play for like crowds of 5-10 people. I was trying to get labels on labels that were kind of smaller. I was and even recently I was trying to get signed by this agency that was a big agency. And I was like, oh yeah, if I get signed by this agency, maybe they can get me all these gigs. Maybe they can really help me grow my fan base. And it was disappointing. All those things fell through. I would say those are failures, kind of. But then as time went on, you know, like I grew this Twitch audience, and then the time was actually right for a show. And the show that I had put on, it was so much better than the show I would have played for 5 people. It's a much better debut. It's not like I'm debuting myself in front of 5 people. I'm debuting myself in front of 400 people. And getting signed to labels, like when I finally did get signed to label, it was a great label I wanted to be on. And even though that agency thing fell through, well, you know, here comes another opportunity from an agency that is even more dedicated to growing my brand and believes in me more. So I think that those failures, it was just the time wasn't right. The time wasn't right, and I needed to build up this foundation so that when the time is right, I can capitalize on them. I think those are my favorite failures because they didn't work out and worked out for the better.
Cool. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
I love that. And I think that's a great like final question to end on. And I think it's a good reminder that like we're all on this journey. So it's not just about the destination, right? Because I got taught that we're always looking at like, I want to get there. But when you're there, you're not there because you're here. Then you want to get there. So there's always a next destination. So and I'm so glad you just decided to build your brand, right? You didn't let that, sure, it sucked at that moment. You got told you're not good enough, we're not going to sign you. But you just kept going and you kept building your fan base. So whatever lands now, these are going to be the agencies or the venues or the people that really believe in you. And you have a whole fan base behind you. You have a whole brand behind you. So it's not you trying to like get like scraps, like, oh, let me be the opener of this, of this show and have 5 people. But it's like, no, now you have the credibility to curate your own shows, and then therefore you're getting booked by other people because they've seen what you've done. So I think that's just like another testament to your work ethic and just really keeping with it. And at the last event, I know we had there's a lot of producers here, by the way. There's some singers, songwriters, producers, DJs, people in the music industry. And I think Adrian or Gareth from Anjuna says, hey, don't just look at Anjuna as your end all be all. Like if we are not going to be the label that signs you, you're still going to make music and make it better. And when the time is right, maybe you'll land a track with Anjuna, or maybe you'll land a track somewhere else. So don't like just have one, this is my everything or else I'm going to die. Like just keep pushing forward, and things that are meant to happen will happen with time. And obviously a lot of effort.
Yeah.
All right. Any other final questions before we kind of wrap things up from anyone? All right. Okay. Well, Miyuki, thank you so much for your time. It was really awesome to do this because obviously last time we had a panel, so there was like a bunch of different people. So and I think that was your first time speaking, which you are amazing. So, I don't know if you've spoken since, but thank you so much for coming on to share a lot of your knowledge. I feel like even though I've known you for a long time, I've gotten to know you even better, like just through this past hour. So I really appreciate your time and coming on. And of course, if there's ever anything that Neon Owl or I can do to support you or anyone here, we are more than happy to.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you everyone. Really appreciate your questions and hope I could help in some way.
Yay, awesome. All right, well, thank you everyone else watching on Twitch. If you guys want to attend our next Open Door Sessions, it is on October 17th. Sunday. You guys can visit neonowl.co for more info. Otherwise, I'll look forward to your stream next week, Miyuki.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good night.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Bye.